Hey guys, welcome to BrainyBuddies. So, in today's video, we are going to learn about light, shadow, and reflections. So, what is light? Light is made up of magic beams that help us see things around us. And it comes from many sources like our sun, or lamps, or flashlights, or even fireflies. Have you ever seen the firefly's body? It's glowing in yellow color, right? Yes, even fireflies are a source of light. So, there are two types of light sources. The first one is artificial, human made light sources, and the second one is natural and simple light sources which come from our nature. Now, what are natural sources of light? Natural sources of light are light sources that occur naturally, simply in our world, like the sun, the stars, and lightning. They are like nature's own wonderful light show, right? And what are artificial sources of light? Now, these artificial sources of light are created by us humans, such as lamps, flashlights, torches, and bulbs. So, these help us a lot if the sun goes down and we have some homework or even work to do. We've gotten pretty good at making our own light. Luminous objects. Now, what are luminous objects? Luminous objects only mean one thing. Luminous objects produce their own light and make things visible to our eyes even in the dark. So, some examples of luminous objects are sun. The sun, yes. It emits its own light and heat through nuclear fusion processes, lighting up our world and our solar system. What are nuclear fusion processes? Nuclear fusion processes are the processes when one nuclear atom and another nuclear atom collide and make light. Candles. Candles emit light and heat when lit. Have you ever wondered how people before us, how people in our olden days have light, you know, get light, what light sources they use? Well, candles. Candles are one that are used for providing illumination and ambience in homes for centuries. We still use it. Non luminous objects. Non luminous objects are the opposite of luminous objects. They don't produce their own light, they reflect light. So, here are some examples of non luminous objects. You might have thought why the moon didn't come in luminous objects. Well, the moon reflects sunlight, light emitted from the sun, allowing us to see it in the night sky. But it doesn't emit its own light. Books. Books don't produce their own light, right? But they can be seen and read when illuminated by light, when light flashes through them from lamps or overhead fixtures. Non luminous objects. Non luminous objects are important. They can be classified into three types: transparent objects, translucent objects, and opaque objects. Transparent objects. Transparent objects are objects that allow light to pass through them completely without getting blocked. Some examples of transparent objects are clear glass, clear water, or a fresh window, a clean window. Now, translucent objects. These objects only allow a little, some light to come through, but not they're not enough to see things clearly. They scatter and diffuse light, creating a fuzzy appearance like butter paper and stained glass. Opaque objects. Opaque objects doesn't allow any light to pass through. They don't allow any light to pass through and they block it completely. They appear solid because light can't pass through them, right? Like stone or tree or cardboard. Shadows. Shadows are areas where light from a source is blocked by an opaque object that creates a darker region on a surface behind the object. Now, think of shadows like playing hide and seek with objects in light. They love to tag along wherever there's light and the opaque object. Properties of shadows. Shape changing. Shadows can change shape depending on how the object moves or how the light source moves. Size variations. Shadows can be big or small depending on how close or far the object is from the light source. If it's close, then the shadow will be big, and if it's far, the shadow will be small. Properties of shadows, part 2. No color. Shadows are usually black or gray because they don't have their own color and they just block light. Appearance. Shadows always form on the opposite side of the object. If you're standing on the right side of the light source, then your shadow will be formed on your left. Shadows are also always attached to the object that's blocking the light, the opaque object that's blocking the light. And if the object moves, the shadow also moves. Spell wall. Write it. Write these down. Write this word down 5 times in your notebook with me. The first word is artificial. The second word is luminous. The third word is nuclear fusion. The fourth word is reflection. The fifth word is illumination. The sixth word is reflectors. The seventh word is diffuse. The eighth word is shadows. The ninth word is variations. And the tenth is appearance. Pause the video and write these down 5 times in your notebook. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you learned something about light, shadow, and reflections. Now, see the below topics. I will explain all of these in my next video. Reflection of lights, rectilinear propagation, movements or travel of lights, light rays and light beam, and pinhole camera. So, subscribe to my channel to get a notification whenever I upload these videos.